Hello everyone and welcome back to another Batman Miniature Game Battle Report for the channel. There has been a little bit of a gap since the most recent video. Thank you for understanding, thank you for the messages of condolence as well. I appreciate your patience. We're still going to be a little bit slow going up to the end of the year into the new year, but then hopefully picking up speed once we're into 2023. So continue to understand, please. There's going to be a little bit of more gap between videos, but we're still continuing, and thank you for your patience. Anyway, for today, the original idea for this was going to be Penguin and Teen Titans, I think. But with the recent news of Kevin Conroy's sad passing as a result of cancer, decided to pay homage in a little way here on the channel by scrapping that original idea, cracking out mostly second edition miniatures for this game, themed around the Arkham Asylum video game, and using those instead. And actually, Night Models has just revealed they're releasing their first edition Arkham Asylum themed models, revamped, upscaled, made modern as part of their Black Friday stuff. The models look fantastic, so it's very timely. But I wanted to pay a little bit of respect to the man. Childhood hero, will always be the voice of Batman to me. Very sad that he was taken before his time. And a couple of years, well, a year and a half ago at this point maybe, my sister and my mother actually got a cameo from Kevin Conroy for me for my birthday. A birthday, you know, all you're expected to do really is say like, hey, this is Batman, happy birthday, to insert name here. But I think they told him that I was struggling a little bit during the COVID lockdowns, so he gave a pep talk. He sat and chatted for like 7-8 minutes, and because that's the type of guy he was. He went above and beyond for his fans, and he will be sorely missed. But with that said, let's have some fun today. So here is 350 rep of Arkham Asylum themed Batman crew, or I guess if this is second edition it's Brave and the Bold, but whatever. Being led by the Arkham Asylum Batman. Most of these are Eternal models now, incidentally, but you know, you can still use them, just not in tournaments. So this is the Arkham Asylum Batman. He's been given the upgraded Batsuit. We have Arkham Guards 1, 2 and 3. The one with the shotgun's been given patrol training so he can deploy out of deployment. And the one with the very dangerous assault rifle, which is the one at the back there, I think that's Arkham Guard 2. He's got an extra mag of ammo. Then we have the old metal Alfred, but he's going to be using the new Alfred card just because it's better, the Intel support one. And then we don't have the old Gordon model that came with the Elite SWAT, and when Night Models re-released that set they took that Gordon out because 3rd edition Gordon replaced him. So we're using 3rd edition Gordon and 3rd edition Detective Flass. He's kind of there to represent, what was that NPC's name? Frankie something, the one that's on Joker's payroll in Arkham Asylum. That's what Detective Flass is here to represent. As far as other upgrades, I think Flass had a couple. Yeah, he's got a magazine and a radio, and that's it, because there's quite a bit of funding here. Yeah, that's everything. And here's 350 rep of Arkham Asylum themed Joker crew, so there's not really much Joker in this list. The man himself is here, is the old Arkham Asylum version of him, along with the old Gotham City Sirens version of Harley, because that's the closest version currently available. Well, I don't have the first edition miniature that they're re-releasing, but for the studio. But we're using this Harley, so that's the Gotham City Sirens Harley. Pretty close. It's more like the Arkham City version, but whatever. Then we have the Blackgate prisoners that Joker has smuggled in the video game. So Gustav Gustafsson, Carlo Grotti, Tyrone, high security henchman, and then Scarecrow kind of plays a big part in Arkham Asylum. His sections are exceptionally memorable. They're very well done. So, and the model's just fun as well. So we're bringing Scarecrow along as a free agent. Upgrades, there's not much because a lot of funding is taken up by their guns and whatnot. Tyrone, the one that's punching, has Joker gas, so you can spread that as a special action if he ever gets Audacity. And Harley Quinn has Pole Dancer, which I think is a fairly new upgrade in the app for her, which makes her immune to being arrested. So here we are at deployment with both sides set up, Batman crew on your left, Joker crew on your right, but there's a lot of out of deployment placements to cover. No objective cards to cover though, and Joker's crew did take first activation. We'll also show you has Audacity, but remember the Jokers, other than ones on free agents, are kind of fluid thanks to Chaos Agent. It's just showing the intent for the purposes of videos, but are subject to change if someone else decides to use Trickster. Anyway, let's go up the Batman lane first actually, since we're down here. So the Arkham Guard that's just got a radio built in is here. The one that has patrol training, which gave him undercover, is deployed forward there. Then we've got Gordon next to the one with the dangerous machine gun, double blood, rate of fire 3 I think. Alfred right here, Batman himself there, and Detective Flass on the corner there. And Batman's got Audacity, the Arkham Guard with the gun, Gordon, and him on the end there as well. So for the Joker crew, Scarecrow also has undercover just built in, so he's up to 8 forwards from deployment with Audacity right there. High Security Henchman has hidden, he's opted to hide around the building there with Audacity. Joker's got Audacity over here next to Tyrone and Carlo Grotti. Gustav Gustafsson is on a sniper's nest up here with his dangerous gun. And then down here is Harley with the other Audacity, kind of doing our own thing. No cards, as I said, so with that we can jump straight into Battle Round 1. So both crews having the same number of miniatures, no passes for Joker to use. Harley activated, ran forwards much less than she could, maximum, and just hid behind the rocks and crates and whatnot there. Put down the suspect marker and turned it into some explosive teeth with Bite the Dust, seeing that nice and early. However, she rolled a 1, and that means that after whoever activates for the Batman crew, it moves d6 towards them and then explodes. So unless it moves quite far, it's almost certainly going to hit these two, but I guess we'll see. So as a bit of a counter to that, the first person to activate for the Batman crew was Detective Flass. He moved, not even his full movement, just to where you can see him there, which is outside of the 2 inches on top of the 8 inches of deployment, and he used his detective trait to put his suspect marker right in the corner of the map there, for reasons unknown. And then the teeth moved, they moved towards him 6 inches, which means they end up right smack dab there, and that means they burst open like that and catch no one, so Bite the Dust does not score and is discarded. Mr. Carlo Grotti was next up for the Joker crew. No Audacity, nor did he need it. He was right next to his boss for a free Inspired Manipulate, which he used after moving forwards. They placed down, out of view, the suspect marker, except it was not a suspect marker, it was a Stinky Fish. I've missed saying that. So that is the first It Doesn't Look Fresh in play. It will score if no one reveals that suspect marker before the end of the round, and if they do reveal it, they get poisoned. So after a little bit of careful measuring shenanigans, Alfred activated the Intel support Alfred again, just using the old metal miniature just because of the theme of the game. He moved up, he has a built-in radio, but he started right next to Batman anyway, and he has put down a snitch, first snitch of the game, carefully placed such that there is no threat to it this round. It's almost in fact it is guaranteed. Scarecrow doesn't have enough movement to get within the 4 of it. Yeah, if someone takes that Sewer Grating, that's not going to be within 4 either, with where it's placed, just barely. So it's perfectly placed such that there's no way to stop it scoring, it seems like. The Blackgate prisoner Tyrone activated and made use of Trickster, which he gets from Joker's Chaos Agent, to take the Audacity marker that hasn't been used yet from High Security Henchman up there, so he's now not got that. But he wanted to make use of it, and he then also played Seasoning the Mix as a resource, where you, at the start of a model's activation, move up to 2 friendly, well, he did this first, move up to 2 friendly suspect markers at 4 inches. There was only the Stinky Fish, which has been moved towards the Batman line 4 inches. He then moved up and punched out the lamp that was there with his tactical action, and then using his free Inspired Manipulate from Joker there, he placed down a suspect marker. Just a normal one, nothing special. Arkham Guard 1 activated, which was the one right on the edge of a table here, who should not have been given Audacity, gave it to the wrong one. Should have been given to the one with the non-lethal shotgun there, because he has a built-in radio, so he doesn't need Audacity really. He moved up and put down a suspect marker, and that's all he did with his turn. Waste of an Audacity marker, but it was a genuine mistake, so gotta run with it. The man himself, Joker, activated, moved up 8 inches next to the van there, surrounded by some pretty dangerous individuals, Scarecrow and High Security Henchmen. Didn't do much else besides putting down a suspect marker though, just kind of positioning for next turn. Commissioner Gordon activated with Audacity. He moved up to the Sewer Grating there, risking getting shot by Gustav Gustafsson, but he had some shenanigans to do. Using his detective trait, he put a suspect marker down within 3 inches of him, which was roughly here. The reason it's not there is because Secure the Perimeter was played for 1 resource point. Remove 1 friendly suspect marker within 4 inches of an enemy model to perform a ranged attack against that model with the following profile: rate of fire 1, firearm, blood, stun. Carlo Grotti was within 4 inches of the suspect marker, so it was immediately taken back up, and presumably the shot is coming from off the board, so it doesn't count as like moving and firing and whatnot. So he did take the hit, but the reason there's 2 stun there, not 1 blood, 1 stun, is because that then turned into double stun thanks to non-lethal ammo. So that's the first actual score of the game, not just a card being put in play. Bit of a slow score in turn 1, but yep, that's him. That's the first actual damage done as well. Well, Gustav Gustafsson did decide to capitalise on Gordon moving up and stayed where he was, No Audacity, he did a tactical action to shoot his 5 single blood modified assault rifle or something it's called. Either way, he was just within 12, so no dice lost to shooting into the knight, but 1 die, the strength die, going away to Gordon's bulletproof vest. Still managed to get 2 hits through, so that's 2 blood on him. Third last activation of the turn for the Batman crew was the man himself. He activated his back claws, a special action, zipped across the table over here next to Tyrone, but in base to base with the suspect marker he placed down. He removed it in order to score a comb through everything. Kind of puts him in the danger zone, but he was waiting for Gustav to activate to move in to be at least relatively safe this turn. So he used every action. He's in danger if they don't get first activation next turn, I suppose. But we've still got High Security Henchman, Scarecrow, and I think that's it for Joker's crew. So all those 2 High Security Henchmen activated, now no longer with Audacity because Tyrone stole it. Came around the corner here, his 8 inches, and didn't do anything else with his turn. So Beanbag Gun Cop over here is the second last activate for the Batman crew. He stayed where he was, no Audacity, shot his double stun non-lethal shotgun at Harley, who just used Acrobat to avoid all the hits, just not taking any chances with the double stun there. Well, the Doctor is definitely in. Jonathan Crane, Scarecrow activated, moved up 8 inches, stopped early because he has reach 1 on his scythe. Within 1 of Batman. He, as a special action, used Inspire Fear, but Batman passed the roll. He's got good willpower. He's got willpower 8, I think. But it didn't go so well for him with the scythe attack that came in after that. He efforted once because he heals at the end of the turn anyway, so Scarecrow matched that, so it was just his base 3 plus the strength die. But only the strength die got through, all said and done. However, it was a crit. And he has bleed 2 on his scythe, so instead of just doing 2 blood, it did 4 of Batman's, well, with the upgraded suit, he's got 9 health. So he's got 5 left, but yeah, that's a nasty hit. Doesn't score any cards, but a nasty hit on him right there. Last activation of the first battle round was the Arkham Guard with the very scary triple blood. I think I called it double blood earlier. No, it's triple blood. Triple blood assault rifle, rate of fire 2. He moved up, but first of all, he played Confusion as a resource for 2 to move another friendly model up to 3 inches. Batman was moved into base to base with Carlo Grotti. The Arkham Guard moved up, and then he shot at Gustav Gustafsson. Only 2 dice after losing 1 and the strength die to moving and firing, but triple blood each hit, and Gustav Gustafsson is defense 2, so pretty high chance of it going through. It did. 6 blood, he has 5 health, and that is the first casualty of the game. No cards scored on that either though. Very low scoring for the crews playing in one turn. Or in turn 1 rather, but let's cover that in the recap. So at the end of Battle Round 1, everyone who is on the table still is healing 1 stun if they have the damage. There's 1 Phase 4 card being played by the Batman crew. It's another Secure the Perimeter that we saw earlier come out as a resource. The suspect marker that Flash put down and the suspect marker that Arkham Guard 1 put down are the 2 that are being removed. They're within 2 inches of each table edge, the one over there and the one closest to camera. So that scores for 2. And the snitch in play that Alfred put down also scores, giving them 3 for that. For the Joker crew, no other cards being played. I mean, Joker's planning a party, so he's a late bloomer in this game. But the Stinky Fish that doesn't look fresh that was in play, that does score for 2. So here we are at the top of turn 2, and we're going to start with a little bit of a correction, which is why there's new markers on the table before we cover cards in play and whatnot. When Scarecrow attacked Batman, this Batman has counterattack. In 3rd edition, counterattack is triggered by expending 1 effort, not the way it used to work. So applied 1 more stun to him, which means he still has 1 stun because he healed 1 other from the effort he did normally. But what that means is for every successful block he does against Scarecrow, he gets a free automatic hit. Presumably Scarecrow is allowed to roll defense. We did that way. It's not particularly clear. It's the way that it's written. But he failed to block 2 of the hits, because obviously he did, because Batman's attack 5. So he actually took 4 stun that is applying as we go forwards here. Also not sure how that works with Scarecrow's Charming, which means that usually if you want to hit him in melee attacks you have to pass a willpower test first. But, you know, it's one of those confusing interactions. But anyway, top of turn 2, the Joker crew has first activation still, so that's bad for Batman. There's 1 Phase 2 card being played by the Joker crew, Psychopaths. So anyone is killed or casualtied, it adds up. Any suspect markers put down counter it. If there's more positive than negative markers at the end of a turn, it will score for 3. Audacity wise, Harley's still got it. Scarecrow does, Joker does, High Security Henchman does, but High Security Henchman's is fluid and might go to Tyrone or Carlo. Gordon's got it for Batman crew, Arkham Guard with the assault rifle. Flass all the way over there on the other end of the table, and Batman are the ones who have those. They're playing no cards. With that, we're ready to get started into Battle Round 2 now. So I guess it was a case of why kill the Batman when you can use him for your plans. Carlo Grotti activated, put down a suspect marker thanks to Joker being within 8 to give him that inspired manipulate, and scored in them doing that. Lit them in on the joke for 2 points. Then Carlo used his actual turn without audacity to do a movement action and ran away inches towards his boss for fear of being punched out. So the first activation for the Batman crew in turn 2 was Batman himself. Kind of forgot how fun this Batman's kit is. It's a shame he got made eternal, because he has a lot of fun moves. Starting with a special action, he used mixed combat style, which lets him do a ranged attack or a melee attack and then do a different type in the same turn. He chucked down a smoke bomb right on kind of Tyrone and Scarecrow there. That means that they're blinded. They hit on 6s and whatnot. You can't target people through the smoke, etc, etc, and you suffer the blind effect if you're in it. But he has detective vision, so he isn't affected by it. So Batman walked in after doing that with mixed combat style activated. He still had a physical attack. He unleashed his furious fists onto Tyrone, managed to do 6 stun and knock him out. Didn't score any cards on that though. The smoke will remain there until the end of the round. Harley was next up for the Joker crew and ended up where you can see her. But first of all, when Tyrone got knocked out there, not only did it put 1 marker on Psychopaths, but it actually scored your expendable in Batman's turn. So that is 1 point to counter Tyrone being knocked out. For Harley's turn though, she immediately put down a suspect marker again, immediately turned it into explosive teeth again, and rolled the exact opposite of what she did last time. It was a 1 last time, now it's a 6. But that teeth marker is in play, and it'll move d6 towards each person as they activate friend or foe, and then explode. She ran away just to get away from all the guns and whatnot over here, I guess, and is actually making good use of the smoke bomb the Batman put down, because there's line of sight blocking, so she's pretty safe where she is. The Arkham Guard with the dangerous assault rifle activated, moved up, losing 2 dice in the process, so he was just rolling 2 more again, but shot at Carlo Grotti between the smoke and the building here, straight down the line. Both hits got through, 6 blood. Carlo is out of there, or Carlos, I always get it confused. Either way, it don't matter, because he's dead. And that puts a 2nd marker on Psychopath, sadly, and doesn't score anything for the Batman crew. It does remove an activation from Joker's crew. They're kind of falling down like something that falls down easily. I'm blanking on a good simile. Either way, moving on. Almost forgot about the explosive teeth. They moved towards the Arkham Guard 4 inches. Scarecrow activated, hoping to take advantage of that Arkham Guard moving up, but did not have a great turn. He stumbled out of the smoke and then tried to inspire fear in the Arkham Guard. He rolled 2 2s and a 1 for his willpower roll, so he was totally fine. Then he initiated Felonious Assault with his scythe. He's got a bit too much stun damage on him, so he didn't want to add to it, so he didn't effort at all. The Arkham Guard efforted full 3 times because it's double blood, so he may as well. And as a result, Scarecrow was just rolling his strength die. Rolled a 2 followed by a 2. It's got sharp on it. So he did nothing. That's just self-inflicted stun damage. So not a good turn for Scarecrow there. The chattering exploding teeth moved 3 inches towards Scarecrow at the end of his turn. Commissioner Gordon activated, moved up 8 inches all the way over here, put down a suspect marker and turned it into a snitch, knowing that nobody who hasn't activated on Joker's crew yet can even get to it. So that's a guaranteed score at the end of the turn right there. The teeth then moved 1 inch right towards him. The Joker crew made use of their 1 pass they had this turn, so Arkham Guard 1 activated, that's the one with the built-in radio. He put down a suspect marker using that inspired manipulate via the radio, and that also makes Psychopaths even at 2-2, and then just moved up 8 inches, stopping in base to base with the Surgraying right there. Forgot to cover the explosive teeth, but we'll do that in a second. Joker activated, the man himself, moved up 8 inches, put down a suspect marker, and turned it into a 2nd stinky fish, so that's a doesn't look fresh in play again. So the teeth did eventually move 5 towards Joker, but it did move 2 towards the Arkham Guard first. So it went like that, and then like that. It should actually be kind of like balanced on that little bit of wall there, so it'll be measured from there, and it's exploding after the next person activates. Well, the best chance of making sure those exploding teeth don't score was to activate Alfred. He moved 8 inches over here, put down a suspect marker just to also try and make sure Psychopath doesn't score. It's 3-2 in Batman's favour now on that card. And the teeth moved towards Alfred 3, basically put it right in the scaffolding here. Boom. Didn't hit anyone, so it's discarded as well. Now the Joker crew is not having good luck with the exploding teeth this time. Last activation for Joker's crew this turn was High Security Henchman with Audacity, but his 8 inch movement is not enough to get close to Flass. He would have been a bit further forwards, but again, he wouldn't have been able to get base to base, so he actually stopped a little further back, just trying to cut Flass off as he tries to run away, presumably. So, nothing done with his turn, really. He's just waiting there, ready to slice him up, and that's the Joker crew done, thanks to Tyrone being KO'd. So we can quickly cover the 2 activations left for the Batman crew. Flass activated, used his detective trait again to put a suspect marker down right in the corner there, as guaranteed Psychopaths isn't scoring. Then he ran away 8 inches, which just got him into base to base with the Sir Grain there. And then all that left was the Arkham Guard with the non-lethal shotgun. No audacity on him, he just moved up 8 inches to stand with Gordon. They're kind of doing a sweep and clear over here, it's pretty cool. Anyway, to scoring for the second turn. So at the end of Battle Round 2, there's no additional cards being played this time around, no Secure the Perimeters unfortunately, and Tyrone is still unconscious, so he's staying in the dirt, which does not bode well for him. The smoke is going to disappear now as well though. So of the cards in play, another snitch scores for the Batman crew. As just stated, the Psychopaths card does not, it was 4-2 in Batman crew's favour, but the Stinky Fish does score 4-2, so they did get some points there as well. And with that, we can go into the penultimate round. So we're at the top of turn 3, the penultimate turn, and the Batman crew has finally stolen first activation, and the Joker crew has a couple of passes now as well if they want. The 4 surviving conscious members of the Joker crew have audacity, so we don't really need to cover that. But the Batman crew, Flass over in the top left corner there, Batman, Gordon, and... oh, again, it's the wrong Arkham Guard. He's the one with the built-in radio. There's no point giving him an audacity marker, really. He doesn't do anything. So yeah, it should be on him. There is a couple of cards being played. For the Batman crew, they're just playing their Die Hard, and they're playing it on Gordon, hoping that Scarecrow doesn't murder him. There's no real other viable targets that are safe. You could cheat and put it on Alfred, but we don't do that here. Intel support Die Hards is not fair. For the Joker crew, Showtime is being played. A 3 got rolled. So sorry, a 1 got rolled on a D3, which became 3 because you had 2 to it. He picks that many, up to that many, enemy suspect markers within 18, put them in base to base with him, ticks down on every activation. If it hits 0, it scores for a massive 3. Now, more importantly though, he drew in 3 suspect markers, but one of the 3 was the one that Flass put on the edge there, so if a Secure the Perimeter was planned, it currently is not possible. So Joker's just hiding over here, collecting suspect markers. So for the Batman crew's third turn, they started with the non-lethal shotgun wielding Arkham Guard. He fired it at Harley, who just acrobated 3 again, just to make sure there was no risk of the double stun getting through. Whether that's the best bet or not, who knows. He then moved and used a special action to arrest Tyrone to score a get them off the streets. Now he actually didn't need to use the special action because he's within 8 of Gordon. He has a role called Commissioner that lets him do it as an extra action just for free, but he has nothing else to do with his special action, so either way it doesn't matter. So I kind of forgot that this Harley has pretty decent guns. They only have 1 round of ammo or magazine of ammo, whatever. But they're pretty scary. She activated and shot them into Gordon, losing the strength tied to his bulletproof vest. And they're double blood and managed to get 2 hits through for 4 blood, which just kills him thanks to the 2 blood that was already on him. So that means the Die Hard that was in play is gone because he's down. And she moved down here, she ran to the other side of Gordon, and her unpredictable rule, I think it is, means she can use her special action as a wild card, as in she can do something else with it. She used it to manipulate the suspect marker to remove it. The Gordon had put down the other turn there to score the secondary condition for so long it's been a gas. When a friendly model reveals an enemy suspect marker, you must choose, one of your models, place a friendly marker in place with it, and indeed suffer enervating 2. So she was picked, so she's got enervating 2 and has put down a suspect marker right there. Batman activated and chucked remote control batarangs at Scarecrow's head, got him for 4 stun, and with what he already had on him was enough to knock him out. He then ran his 10 inches to behind the truck up there, didn't do anything else, didn't score anything, but with the completion of his turn, Joker does score Showtime. I guess it's time for the party. Well, Joker's crew is very quickly running out of activations with Dr. Crane being unconscious, so High Security Henchman activated, chased after Flass. Can't attack him, doesn't want to attack him because that doesn't score any points. Put down a suspect marker, 3rd time's the charm. Became explosive teeth again. Let's see if they actually explode this time. Got a 3 with it, so we'll see. Oh man, it's a rough time for the Joker crew. If only they had another Psychopaths in play. The Arkham Guard with the scary machine gun activated. He normally only has 2 loads of ammo, but he had a 3rd lot bought for him from funding. He shot them into Harley. Harley only had enough stun left over to acrobat once, which she did. So that just meant 3 basic dice were going against her defense 4, but they all got through for 9 blood, and she is out of there. That's what you get for being immune to arrest. You get ignored by Batman and shot by a gun instead. Well, last activation of this turn already is the man himself, Joker activated. Forgot to cover that the teeth moved 3 inches towards that Arkham Guard. Anyway, he moved down there, the teeth moved 2 towards him, or 3. One of them was 2, one of them was 3. And has 1 more turn left before they explode. He wanted to attack Flash, but again, it doesn't score points. So he put down a suspect marker instead to score a let them in on the joke, the second of 3. Didn't do anything else with his turn. There was no point shooting this one-shot gun at Flash because he's got a bulletproof vest. So he just did that, and that's it for the Joker crew. Still got that Arkham Guard and Alfred, I believe, for the Batman crew. We'll cover that in a second real quick. Alright, so Alfred activated the intel support. Alfred, he just moved along over there, didn't really do anything else with his turn despite having a radio. The final Arkham Guard, the one that has a built-in radio as well, he put down a suspect marker. It became the 3rd and final snitch that's going to score. And then he did a move, because that was with his radio that he did that. Did a move into base to base with Scarecrow. He should have had audacity because he could have arrested him. Oh well, to the end of the phase. Oh, not quite the end of the phase. Totally forgot the teeth. Should not have moved Alfred first. They moved on top of him basically, exploded, hit him. Well, he's intel support, so presumably he doesn't get hit. Does hit Flash though, and I think it just missed the Joker, because it would have been like here, it should move 5 towards him. So yeah, they only hit Flash, but 1 blood, and that does mean that the Bite the Dust has scored. So at the end of battle round 3, only Joker and high security henchmen remain. This is going to be a quick final turn, I think, with not too many scoring opportunities. We just have to cover real quick the that snitch that got put into play has scored. There was no other cards played, and no security of the perimeter. It wouldn't have been possible anyway thanks to Showtime. But yeah, let's just jump into the final turn. So here we are, dawn of the final day, top of the final turn, and it's going to be a quick one. Forgot to mention Scarecrow did not wake up. The good doctor rolled a 10, which is too much for his willpower. Everyone who's conscious on the table for the Joker crew has audacity, all 2 of them. For the Batman crew, but Alfred doesn't, Flash doesn't, everyone else does. The 3 Arkham Guards, Batman himself, etc. No other cards being played at all, so we can just jump straight into activations. So I think I did forget to mention who got priority this time. It was Joker crew, and they didn't bother using a pass. Joker activated, he got rid of seasoning the mix as a resource just to get it out of hand really. Moved the suspect marker he put down 4 inches before moving over here, putting another one down, I think that's their 7th actually, and of 8, and for putting it within Flash's distance, scored the last let them in on the joke. That's all he could do. So the Arkham Guard with the built-in radio activated and didn't do anything else with his turn besides arresting Scarecrow, so Jonathan Crane is now remanded in custody, and that scored he can get them off the streets. So now if the high security henchman activates, that'll be the Joker's game done. Let's see what he can do, unless he passes of course. Yeah, he activated, and all he could do, he moved it over here and put down the final stinky fish of the game, which might score. I think Batman might be able to get down to it, but we'll see. So that is just Batman crew members to go now, basically all of them except the 1 Arkham Guard. We'll see if there's anything they can do to score anything, and be back in a second. Yeah, so there's just a couple of things possible that would result in any kind of scoring. One thing that was measured out, the Arkham Guard with no ammo left came down here 8 inches, put down a suspect marker, tested putting down a suspect marker. He had audacity so he could do it. But he's not within 2, so there's no chance to score securing the perimeter, even though there is 1 sitting there sadly, so that plan was bust. The only thing that they could do was this Arkham Guard wanders over here, reveals that, scores a comb through everything, and then for Batman's final activation he uses his Batclaw, shoots over here, removes the stinky fish, gets poisoned in the process, but whatever, it's the end of the game. That'll be the lead into Arkham City I guess, and denies that stinky fish from scoring. So there was no phase 4 cards to cover or anything else like that, so we can just go straight to the final scores. The piles actually seem about the same size, even though the Batman crew was kind of dominating on the field. So let's start with the Batman crew and see what happens. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Bit low for a Batman crew these days, but 23 plays. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Got them by 5. The Joker crew did not get the Psychopath cards when they needed them. Turn 3 would have been perfect, it would have scored easily. But sadly, the luck of the draw seemed to kind of screw them a little bit there, to be honest. But a fun game, good to be back. as I said at the top of the video, releases for videos will be a little slow for the remainder of the year, hopefully picking back up in 2023. Thank you for your patience and the nice messages once again. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Look forward to some new releases. The Cult's a bit too expensive, the Deacon Blackfire stuff, but I'm very interested personally in the re-release / upgrades of the original Arkham Asylum video game themed miniatures they've shown off. They're very cool looking. So definitely want to pick those up. I think they're part of the Black Friday sale, which by the time you hear this will probably already have happened. Either way, thank you for watching. Please do show your support. And if you want to go above and beyond, consider becoming a channel member, pressing the thanks button, and we'll see you next time. Until then, ta-ta for now.